3 of my injectors. Here's number 4. I have a replacement injector for this guy here because I cannot get this nut off of it. Sorry, I got distracted there. So this injector has actually been soaking in the camp fuel for almost a week now, just because I got sidetracked. Now, I don't remember how to put this thing back together really, so I'll have to take apart one of the other ones and just copy the orientation that I take that one apart, just to refresh my memory here. But yeah, soaked in the cam fuel. Everything was really covered in carbon, and she came out kind of beautiful. These won't get reused, but basically everything is really good, and I don't know how many miles are on this motor. It could be, I don't know, 200,000 miles. They could be the original injectors. So as I was saying, this one here I got a replacement for because I soaked this. I cannot get this nut off, so I'm just gonna, I got a replacement injector for that one. These are the VE pump injectors, a little bit different than the P pumps. But I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting the next one apart. I think I left the tools on the table for this. Nope. Actually, maybe. No, so basically what I'm gonna do here is crack the center of it open. So put a wrench on this and a wrench on this portion here, and the injector will start to come apart. So let me go grab some tools and I'll get working on that. Alright, I went ahead and broke this one loose. So the 2 sections fall apart like so. Inside I have this. We're going to focus on this side first. Do it in this order. And that is the circle, so I can see the bigger circle on the outside, like so. I'm going to have the pintle fall out in a second, which goes into this side. And then I don't think, nope, there's more to take apart. Which is actually this part here. This, last time I tried to take this apart, I had to soak it in the camp fuel first for about 24 hours before it actually was able to be pulled out. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the camp fuel to see if I can get it to loosen up. There's bevel edges on this and a flat side against the spring. I'm going to try to remember that. And then the main body is the main body. There's nothing further to take apart on that. So I'm going to put this guy in the camp fuel as well. These are going to go in the camp fuel, but only after I get done rebuilding the other one. I would like to use some assembly lube, but I don't have any at the moment. So I got some tool oil here, which should be fine. So what I'm going to do is just kind of recreate what I just did here with the other one. Taking a look at the spring, there's no difference on either side. So I'm going to put a little oil in there. Drop that down. A little bit more oil. So now I have an issue because I have an extra part on this injector. The one that came apart, I can see where it goes. It actually goes right there on that side of the pintle. You can see the wear marks on the two items, but I didn't get it to come out of the other one. So, nope. I think I just heard it fall out of this when I picked it up. Now I'm gonna go exploring. Yep. So that is that. So now I know where that goes. When I picked this up, it was at the very, very bottom. So I'm gonna have to undo what I just did there. So I'll just hit flat, put you in there, flat spot against the spring there, and we should be good. On this side here, actually that's not the wrong part, that's not the clean one. Those two are dirty, that's dirty, I got the wrong stuff. Clean. Clean. This is what drives the pintle down, so the fuel pressure will come into there and put pressure down on the spring, and this is the pintle base, which this will sit in and drive down. So now on this end here, I don't have the other one to look at, but the nozzle goes in there. So I'm gonna lube that up some. Very fresh, clean nozzle. That goes in there. We got our pintle pin, which goes down inside. A little more lube. That pushes all the way down. The smaller end is what makes contact with the pintle, and you see the recessed base there. That part goes into this. Let me grab the other one to show you. So it doesn't fit this side, but it fits centered on that side, just like so. So the part with the top there, but see how it lines up? You got two dowels, and then you have a pressure. That's a return right there. So that goes in like this. And the pintle rides up in and through. And then when you put it back together, those alignment dowels need to align in, so push the whole assembly forward. Taking it apart, they just don't like to come apart. Not like this. Wait, you see what I mean there? That's gonna ride there. And that goes like so. And then as you tighten it down, this is going to put pressure against that spring, and then it'll all sit flush. I gotta look up the torque on these. This one will need to be torqued. That is a reassembled ejector. Now for shits and giggles, I'm gonna put this one off the side for retorquing. I got these parts. These are going to sit in the camp fuel for at least 24 hours. I'm kind of curious if the nozzle is going to come loose. It's actually starting. So it doesn't take long. Get that camp fuel working in there. That stuff works great. So not quite, but I'm getting some rotation on it. Back on it goes. Let it work its way, do its magic. So this is my last factory injector with no nut on it. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this guy open, and we're gonna double check to see if I put that other one together, because I'll be honest here, I'm not 100% sure. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see if we got it. Yeah, well, I know which way that goes. So, flat side towards the spring. Spring. Somewhere up in here there is a shim. See, I don't know if these are all the same. Like if that shim thickness is the same, or... Yep, there it is. So I was right on that. But you know what? That guy has two shims. And they're both thinner than that other one, so yeah, maybe they're not particular. Or maybe they're not identical. I'll go back and double check that other one. So, nothing else in there. And then on this side, we're going to try to smack this out. So we can get the pintle out. This guy is pretty frozen up. There we go. So basically I'm just putting the pick in the return hole and just moving it around a little bit. It's probably just got some dirty old diesel in here. Dirty. There we go. Come on. Yep. outside, inside. The pintle drive, and then the nozzle assembly. This one's actually moving, but problem is those crush washers kind of get stuck to them. So this will have to go in and get cleaned for me to take it apart. But interesting that that one has two very thin shims where the other one only had the one. That does have me concerned. So to be sure, this is the garbage injector. I'm gonna go bust this guy open and see what this one looks like. Alright, back again. This one's busted loose. Tapered section down. Flat side against the spring. Man, this one is really doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm gonna do a little rough with this one because I don't really care about it. It's pretty much just a parts injector. Sheetrock screw. Man, that spring does not want to come out. I'm sure I could work this loose with the cam fuel. The sheetrock screw is perfect for this, but don't want to pull. So that end needs some verification. This was good. So you can see on the cups, the side with the larger hole faces the top of the injector. Let's see if we can get the needle and the pintle out of this possibly. This one's actually working also. Need to go in the camp fuel, but it looks like I can get it apart. Yep, here it comes. So these are real fine threads that hold these things together. Larger side up. Pintle needle. And nozzle, which is actually two pieces, but in order to get it apart, it needs to be cleaned. So I do have that together right. The only thing that has me concerned right now is the those shims. I want to see what this one looks like before I take that other one back apart. And like I was saying, this is a garbage injector, so I don't really care if I damage it. I don't know if I'll be able to get this one apart. This one here was a nightmare to get out. Yeah, that spring does not want to move. And I don't want to take apart the brand new injector. So we're going to go ahead and let that one work. Let's just take a peek here. Let's see if I can get that other one's nozzle apart. Let me show you this. Yeah. So all 5 minutes in the cam fuel, look how clean this is now, how free it's moving. All the carbon's just falling off in the bucket. So the real trick is to get this copper washer moving, because you got to get that off. That thing just sticks to the injector and you can't get the nozzle out. So I'm gonna get it, trying to get some space on it, and back in it'll go. I don't want to mix the parts up, so I'm only doing a little bit at a time here. So I'm gonna keep these injectors separated. I really wish I could find out what was going on with this one, but pretty easy overall. I'm going to go ahead and whip this one back apart. This is the one that I just put back together. Of course, that oil that I used is holding it in place now. There we go. Heard it move. Yeah. Alright, so look how thick this one is in comparison to those two. So I guess when they build these in the factory, there's different shim thicknesses. Yeah, looking down in that, there is no second shim stuck in there, and that bucket was empty. So yeah, it's super important to put these things back in the same direction that they came apart in. That's what we're going to do.